Hi, I'm Roy Whiffin, and this is Roy's Rant. Every week I wonder, will I have anything to say next week? And this week the answer is yes. And I might have to do it into two rants because of the information that's been sent and where it's going. And I want the people at City Hall to realise that this all started because of an illegal red light camera. So I'll get a bit of housekeeping done first. Several people have asked about my long hair. A friend of mine, Richard Germer, when he first met me, he said, "Is that a wig?" No, it's not a wig, it's my hair. And there's two reasons that I have long hair. One is that I still have hair at my age, and the other is that because of being a bad boy when I was a teenager and going out in the sun in England, which was for about 2 months during the year, you would get burnt. You would peel and you'd get burnt and you'd peel. We never had anything like suntan cream in those days. So I have non-malignant skin cancers from time to time. My back looks like I was hit by a machine gun. So the thing was that the doctor told me that I should wear sunscreen every day, which is fine. Except that even these non-greasy and whatever they are still mess up your shirts. So I said, well, what else can I do? And he said, you can grow your hair long. And I said, well, I can do that. So that's the reason that during the summer months I have it longer than others. So that's that. Back to Sugarland. Okay. Let me get this out of my pocket. We had a law passed in Sugarland that says you can't do this in a car, and you can't, oh, I'm sorry, that's how old people do it. You can't do this in a car either. So that was great, loved it. The fact that we were going to cut down on people that were not hands-free. And this was great. Really thought that it was going to go somewhere until the city decided that it was going to put up a huge sign on the side of Highway 59. Oh, it's now 69. And they thought that was more sexy. But they put a huge sign on there so you can now distract people doing 70 miles an hour. Now, how about that one? Then we get into a very, very kind gentleman started to talk to me about this particular sign. And if you notice, there are no other signs up and down the freeway there. This is because I don't know whether it's an ordinance or whether it's a law. I haven't found out yet. But you're not allowed to put signs up there. So Mr. Bogard and his crew, by the way, his assistants, Steve Griffiths gets $185,380 a year. James Callaway, 168, 126. Jennifer May gets 164,736, and Christopher Stubing, 162, 635. When I asked for their specific duties, they sent me back from the city they were all the same as far as I could see. I went through them time and time again. I couldn't see any difference. So I don't know, A, why they're all getting paid different wages, and B, why we need 4 assistants at over $650,000 a year. So anyway, Mr. Bogard and his team said, oh, well, we can't have a sign there because it's against our rules and regulations. What can we do? Because the sign originally wasn't going to be there. I haven't found out exactly where it is yet. I've requested that information. But so the sign wasn't supposed to be there. So they said, we'll call it a marquee and we'll get round it that way. So I looked up in the dictionary the word marquee. It's a noun. And it says a roof-like structure on the front of an entertainment building, such as a movie theatre, ordinary theatre. Does that sickle on the side of the road look like a roof? And is it stuck on the front of an entertainment building? No. So now businesses like the hospital, the Marriott, and any of those buildings that are up and down the freeway there, you can now have a big video sign on the side of the road advertising your product. So all you have to do is, when you apply for your permit, is instead of putting a sign in there, you put marquee, and either the city has to accept it, or if they reject it, you then can possibly have legal address to say that it's interfering with your ability to do business. Either that, or the city take that sign down and put it back where it was originally intended. So that's how the city do things their way. If it isn't legal, they find a way of lying and getting around it. And you know, I'm going to say this was something that came from our city manager, Mr. Alan Bogard, and his 4 assistants, and was rubber stamped by the city, by the council. So that is that. Last week, over 400 people watched my rants, which was great. And I'm now going to go on to my second rant, so you'll have to look at the next one, because that involves something totally different. By the way, they got a... I hope you saw this. They got first place for that horrible sign, that ugly sign. How bad were the other signs that didn't get first place? And it says designed by others. You know, absolutely amazing, amazing stuff. All right, that's it for me at the moment. I'm now going to do the second rant.